It's episode 21 of my As a Bag of Hammers playthrough of Encased with my beautiful idiot here in a slightly different helmet. She doesn't look like a starfighter pilot anymore. Who are you? You look somewhat important.
A short man with high cheekbones calls out to you. He's wearing a dark blue hat and a black coat.
Hey, employee. People say you're soft in the head, but I believe you're the only one who can help me. I'm Adam Payton. Hear me out.
So it seems like neither of these options are very affirmative. So we'll hiccup like we're busy?
The black comes up to you.
I was in
He's in
charge of a
orange.
special unit called Ares. We were tasked with rescuing people during the incident. There were 18 people under my command, and every one of them is rotten somewhere in that desert. They need to be properly buried. Find their dog tags and bring them to me. You're the employee. I know you can handle it.
I like how my character is immediately reacting negatively to this extended fetch quest he's putting on my lap. We'll say, "Urgh," and do an exaggerated nod.
Adam shakes your hand.
Good luck with your search.
Well, let's turn in these dog tags. Newman Waffles tags.
Adam stares down at the fragile disc.
Newman's been found then. He was evacuating people from Nashville. After his second run, he stopped replying.
Peyton touches his hat with 2 fingers.
Thank you for your service, employee.
He tucks the tag in his breast pocket.
Storm left 2 sons behind. They followed him under the dome.
Peyton touches his
Okay.
hat with 2 fingers.
So I
He
am just
reads
going
Peyton,
to.
the Peyton.
There you go. So far, I've knocked out 2 missions for Nakamura. Well, 1.5. I mean, the first one I didn't actually finish. I just said that I finished. Second one, though, we helped, with quotation marks, decide a new head of security for Magellan. What do you have for me now?
Nakamura backs away from you.
I hope you're here on business. Don't touch me. I don't want to know where those hands have been.
Happily exclaim, "Ha!" to indicate that you helped choose the new head of surveillance service.
Nakamura nods, the semblance of a kind smile flashing briefly across her face.
Kingsley complained that you ruined Rezna's papers, so he chose Kapoor by default. Let's hope you have a lucky touch.
Well, that's what my stats say.
The chairwoman moves closer to her computer, types something on her keyboard, then turns to you.
I've just ordered your expedition funding. Go make Henrietta happy. And stop stealing erasers from her desk.
Okay, well, so much for the laws of threes, unless there's another mission for her that I have forgotten. Is there, well, that's locked. I didn't mean to open that up. Your hooligan trick does not go unnoticed. Florentine looks at you attentively and even with somewhat condemnation, and then decisively approaches you.
Why are you bugging me?
Upon seeing your yellow badge, he shakes his head. I can't tell if you understand me or not, but you can't do such things. This is bad. Got it? Bad. Nod. Yes, bad. This is bad. You won't do that again. Okay, I forgive you this time, but don't do that again. Now go play, or whatever it is you usually do. He softens and even pats you on the head. Leave walking in a hardened criminal's gait.
Get out!
Yeah, I didn't actually mean to click on that door, but, you know. Looks like I got away with it. What I do want to do, though, is stash my my 2 friends here. You see, between episodes, I took a peek at upgrading a couple more items, and it turns out I'm actually in a position to do a whole bunch of upgrades if I can find some electric parts, which is what I'm looking for. Well, I'm looking for anything. Anything that isn't bolted down is coming out with me, but in particular, electric parts. While I could do 4 upgrades right now, did a bit of peeking around Magellan to see if I could buy some stuff. Ooh, $250. While I could do that now, I am on my way to Carmine Heights. And usually when I show up in a place for the first time, the first thing I do is, well, exactly what I'm doing right now. I steal everything. And it's a very good possibility that I will find more electric parts. Oh, that's just plastics. So I figure as far as using those upgrades, well, it can wait another couple in-game days, or however long it takes for me to get to Carmine Heights. Ooh, wardrobe. Anything good? Oh. Of course there's nothing in there. Ooh, holographic table? What's a holographic table do? The desktop glows with the embers of fluorescent light beneath a thick layer of protective glass. The yellow dots form a topographic map of the dome, which seems to float beneath the glossy faucets. Okay, well, we'll study the maelstrom in the center of the dome. The megalo anomaly looks impressive indeed. A circle of yellow dots in the center of the map is spinning like a huge, slow whirlpool. Arrows spread in all directions from the edge of the maelstrom indicate the speed of its spreading in those directions. It appears that if nothing is done, the dome will become a burned-over desert, inhabited by madmen in no more than a few years. How about the cluster of tents and trailers to the west? The western section of the dome ripples with regular rows of colorful hills. The landscape is obviously man-made and reminds you of a sprawling junkyard. Among the trash piles is a camp made of chaotically scattered trailers. If the map markers are right, this is the destination of all madmen wishing to join the army of the Fops. View the fortifications among the rocks to the south of the dome. South of the dome is bare, but in the middle of the rust-colored plains, sparkling scarlet and red with fluorescer? Okay, is a giant rocky outcrop with towering bastion set on top. The fortress's yard is chock-a-block with living units and heavy trucks. According to the inscription, this is the camp of the Phalanx. How about the settlement to the southeast? There's a hint of a pine forest in the light yellow vertical strokes. A highway lies among the trees with a series of living units standing alongside. The inscription says this is Carmine Heights, the biggest free community under the dome. It's mostly made up of former Blue Wing employees. Yeah, that probably also would have given me the marker I've been looking for ages to get into Carmine Heights. Come on, guys, I'm through looting. So while I definitely prefer to acquire my items by stealing, I am willing to barter my way through it. Nothing from her, but do we actually have something we can progress with here? We say Maelstrom Beacon and open our hand expectantly.
Ish 20 lets loose a haughty snort.
Excuse me? I don't have it, but I wouldn't give it to you if I did because I don't trust you.
Yeah, we know that.
But it isn't my decision. If you need a beacon, go to Carmine Heights and ask Johann and Olivia Reisner.
Yeah, we'll get with the moonwalking. I know you're a shop. Did you sell the kind of stuff that I'm looking for? I doubt it. You look like you sell medicine. And guns? When did you start selling stuff like this? Well, we'll take your CPS. So I continue to be teased with these level 8 and level 9 guns. It just doesn't make sense to start buying level 9 stuff to just have to upgrade it later. I'm going to keep looking for level 10 stuff. Although, there is a possibility that you can't actually buy level 10 stuff. You can only buy up to like level 9 and then upgrade it. Hopefully that's not the case. Ah, Kurt Spengler, I've been meaning to talk to you.
So, where were we?
We checked out that cave that you mentioned 10 or so episodes ago. That was the cave where we rescued the two people the cannibals were going to eat. So we'll tell him we visited the cave he told us about, and report on the group of cannibals and tell him you killed them all. Society is a gift that keeps on giving. Whatever shit is going down, people always find a way to rain down some more. So you killed the bastards, eh? Good. Hopefully that'll put an end to the disappearances. Well, we don't have to ask what he thinks about the election. We are going to barter for one bolt. Come on, guys.
See you later.
You know what I'm looking for. Well, I guess they don't actually know what I'm looking for. So with our business at the capital and Magellan completed, it's time to head to picnic. What do we have here? Mild hunger, eh? The car floats gently over the road. Glancing through the windshield again, you notice something interesting in the distance. Without warning, a heart-rending scream sounds from a nearby ravine. It's a sound of primitive animal terror, as if some beast was trapped and couldn't escape. Nevertheless, the scream sounds human. Okay, so do I want to throw a bolt, or rely on my deftness? Let's go with the deftness check. You watch every step on the way down, being careful of your balance and grabbing onto bushes for purchase when you can. Several minutes later, you arrive at the bottom hole and safe. Look around. There's something off about the soil at the bottom of the ravine. It's black and swampy like heavy oil. There is, however, a hard bottom under the oily slush, which feels slightly concave. This whole place is kind of an anomaly. The edges of the ravine are barely visible through a thick bluish fog curling in the air. Common sounds echo in a freakish, unpredictable way. And someone else is here. You hear soft, careful footsteps. Careful because they go silent whenever you do. Ooh, that's nice and creepy. Do we wait for them to catch up or make a circuit? Let's be pragmatic about it. Let's make a circuit. You choose a direction and go on a little trip. A few seconds later, you hear the footsteps again. It's not an echo. Someone is carefully traversing the same path as you. Nothing changes. Slush underfoot, fog above and around you, scrub bush on the sides of the ravine, footsteps, and you can't even guess their direction. Finally, you stop for a break. You need to think what to do next. We'll keep going. I mean, if we do get ambushed, melee is our specialty. You start walking again. Soon the ravine begins to curve to the left, and you find yourself back where you started. The mysterious footsteps stop at almost the exact same time as yours. Almost. Okay, well, we'll wait for him to come to us. You wait. The fog wavers, black slush is slowly filling your footprints. Nothing happens. Okay, out we go. The climb up this uneven, crumbling incline isn't easy. Take your time, choosing your toe holds carefully and pulling yourself up using the scrubby desert bushes. At some point, you hear a rustling sound from behind you and look back. A large, dark, humanoid form is climbing not far behind you, but the details are vague through the fog. Then it comes closer. This is some really good storytelling here. You're looking at your doppelganger. It has your face, your clothes, even your gear. Your throat tightens, your diaphragm gives your lungs a painful kick, and a terrified animal scream echoes through the ravine. It's our scream. That's awesome. That is really, really good. You're overwhelmed by an inexplicable horror. Of their own initiative, your legs break into a sprint, taking you upslope as you grab at rocks, branches, roots. After tumbling over the edge of the ravine, you lie still for a couple seconds, gulping down air. Then you jump to your feet and start putting some distance between yourself and this horrid place. That was a great little story. I love a story that doesn't have to be long to be good, you know? Before I go in, I want to deal with my empty stomach. Sometimes when you enter an area like Picnic, you wind up getting ambushed immediately. Well, we have lots of these, so let's get rid of these balanced meals just because it'd be nice to clean up the inventory. One thing I did mean to check but forgot. Since I moved some of Fox's gear around, namely I gave Yoko this plot armor coat, I forgot that this evasion coat, which I gave to Yoko, also gives uh, an extra action point, which Fox had. I'm not sure how Fox still has 10 action points out of this. How many did she have? I think she had 9 before. Either way, it looks like that's not going to be a problem. Let's go and have a chat with Audrey. Audrey's always been very nice to us.
She squeezes her mug.
I'm still mad at Nakamura because of what she said at the council. I know you don't understand any of this, but what happened at that meeting is a bad sign for all of us.
Yeah, to be honest, it was long enough ago that I don't actually remember what she said. We report that we found the Jensens. 3 of the 6 survived, and they'll be here soon. Honestly, if they're not here yet, they're not coming.
Melville shakes her head, shocked.
3 out of 6. What a tragedy. I didn't even know there were so many of them. Anyway, whoever's left, we'll take him in.
She gives herself a shake.
All right. You fulfilled your obligation. I'll fulfill mine. I promised you the blueprint for the anomaly protector. Here it is. You'll need a relic known as a brass apple. You can find one in the basement of the gas station. Thank you.
Pat her cheek and walk away. Well, first we're going to barter. So unfortunately, despite Audrey usually being a pretty decent source for odds and ends, we weren't able to get any more electrical components. Hey, come on, move. I'm trying to steal from you. We will go downstairs and see about that brass apple first. Come a fair bit to cleaning this place up. I don't remember the tree looking quite like this, although I was paying more attention to all the biological waste and the necroid attacking me. Hopefully there's more than one of these brass apples, because I already do have one, and it is an excellent relic for Eiley. If I get several of these, that'd be fantastic, because Eiley has no use for precision, right? So if it winds up being that I get one of those, but having to use it to create a thing, I might just not do that right away. Oh, inactive. Oh, you tease. AP maximum. I mean, that's not exciting. We'll take them, though. Oh, that's a level up. That is a level up I've been watching for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and loot these first, and then I will meet you at the level up screen. So I came back after merely going downstairs, and she seems to have magically restocked all of her stuff. Let's see, anything that I'm going to want here? Heavy weapon, yep. Hand-hand psionic? No, we probably have lots of those. So I'm glad I checked, but I'm actually trying to figure out how to make this relic. Not having a lot of success with that. I checked both of the crafting benches here. Checked my own crafting abilities. Okay, so apparently I just wasn't looking hard enough. I need... Yeah, okay, so I do have all the stuff I need to build that. So while it may seem like an odd thing to do, what I am actually doing with all those points I've been saving up all this time is maxing out psionics, because that gives me 25 points to fortitude and resilience. I don't really have an issue with these, although I normally expect those to be higher. Although I have changed up a lot of my stats, I took off basically all of my resilience gear, so it strikes me I've probably been lucky that I didn't have my character run away the last couple of fights. Either way, now I naturally sit almost at the level where my character won't run away from combat. I think 70 is actually the threshold, but I can actually drink some alcohol on top of that and push these both up another 25 points for just massive fortitude and resilience. And given that I don't really have specific needs for anything else here, it seemed like a worthwhile thing to save up for. And at some point I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with my next pile of points, but pretty much everything is sitting at a threshold where it'll take more points than I have to actually do anything. Probably be the next rank of tech for an extra 5 points of defense class. Why not? Cost of items on sale. I mean, probably should have done that a long time ago. Although if I'm going to be buying level 10 weapons, that'll probably come in handy. Initiative plus 10 at night. I mean, these are not spectacular, but why not? So that's probably where I'll go next. But there's no reason to start dumping points in it yet, in case I change my mind. So, 21 episodes in, we finally have our Carmine Heights marker, and it is time to get moving there. I wonder how many times we'll get stopped on the way. That's one. You are driving along a deserted road through the haze of red dust hanging in the air. Looking closely, you notice some strange movement nearby. When you slow down and park your car at a safe distance, you're pondering what to do. Well, let's walk up. I was hoping for a trading post. Now, Yoko could easily make short work of all of these guys, but given my druthers, it's cheaper to have Fox and Eiley just smash everything. So I am going to move them forward. I'll bring Yoko with. Let's see about just picking a fight. Okay. So Fox, are we gonna just... Yeah, let's get Fox right up in there. Eiley can catch up, no problem. And since I only have 2 points, we will go with defense class. That's only 2 points. Okay, acrobatic pirouette. Nice. And I probably should do is get energize on Eiley, because I can. Can Fox do acrobatic pirouette? That would have been nice. Guess not. I'm not really too worried about killing these things, so let's actually just get these... Oh, didn't realize they could jump. Suspect something. What a weird attack. Still spectacular XP from these things. It's less than before though, so it looks like XP is a scaling thing, like every other video game in existence. And whack. I think that will be all of them. You know, the way these game mechanics work probably works out to my character sleeping about 23 hours of the day. And that makes 2. The desert landscape sprawling outside the car window is extremely monotonous, so you immediately notice a stick with a tin can on top on the side of the road. Since the incident, traveling merchants started to play an important role in the life of the dome. Yeah, it looks like a merchant. Let's go and have a check. Tell me you guys got something good. You guys. I am looking for electrical components. All the electrical components.
And I was starting to get bored.
He fidgets in a strange way, licking his lips and moves his hands in the air as if squeezing and stroking something. Okay, so he's in virtual reality. When he notices you, his mouth falls open and diaphragms of his glasses expand to their limit. Oh, it's you. Sorry, Anyway, let's trade. You tease, that is awesome. But, again, I spend money on level 9 stuff now. I won't be able to get level 10 stuff later. I'll have those discs. I've run out of those. Electrical equipment. It's only 6, but, it adds up. Do I have Tech plus 15 yet? Okay, well, I definitely remember Scientifically Accurate Murder Guide. Chronos Technology Reference. I'm going to check to see if I have that before I spend money on it. Okay, there it is. I have read that book already. Well, it's nice that you weren't completely useless. Still be nice if you come across a merchant that had more than, 6 of the thing that you need 18 of, but, well, I guess that's how it works, though. Carmine Heights, here we come. So close. This'll be 3. Another merchant? Okay, well, it says trading post, so you're just hoping that pans through. What do you have?
And I was starting to get bored.
Look who's here. You hungry for cockroach legs? Duh. No, actually, but we'll have a look at what you have. Yeah. Oh, salt. Is all that salt only 200? Yeah, we'll take it. At long last, Carmine Heights. So to recap, what I need from Carmine Heights are the beacons themselves. I need to ask the people how they feel about the phalanx, and I haven't forgotten about Melville, who wants a copy of Super Chess. The medicine merchant greets you with a slow nod and points to his backpack. Well, some medications won't hurt you. Reagent kit, nice. Maya Wellers.
What do you want?
A plump silver with badge reading Maya Wellers hastens towards you. Are you just wandering around here? Are you lost? Can you speak? Not if you can. Shout, Zemeckis, and snap your fingers. Her eyes open wide. What, Zemeckis? They press gang you into working for them? Don't listen to them. He's a bad man, a mean man. He's a fascist. Well, that's an answer.
You keep saying freedom. Freedom! What good is that freedom, Wilson? What we need is a firm hand, like in the phalanx. Zemeckis has achieved a lot, and do you know why? Because he knows that freedom does fuck all at the end of the day.
I beg to differ. It isn't just about the freedoms. The general public should control the authorities. That's called democracy.
Damn your democracy, Wilson. It only causes trouble. Just a bunch of muttonheads arguing about rights instead of making decisions. This is a security matter, Wilson.
Oh, do you know what Benjamin Franklin said? He who would trade liberty for some temporary security deserves neither liberty
These guys
nor
are
security.
both idiots.
Hi,
A man in farmer's overalls studies your yellow badge. Hello, my name is Wilson O'Regan. Never thought I'd meet anyone from your project. Thought y'all Paris needs. Hey, Zemeckis. He takes a step back. The fascist? No, thank you very much. I don't want anyone like him to even approach Carmine Heights. Have you forgotten what happened in Europe 30-odd years ago? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to do a moment of math to remember what that would actually be in context of the game. Yeah, we don't want that.
I hope to see you again soon.
Make it quick.
Dutch Nicholson. That's what's written on the old Blackwing uniform. Looks around and sets his heavy jaw in a stubborn grimace. I say we don't need any mob ruling over us. Turn this place into a swamp, no real business gets done here. He spits and crosses his arms defiantly. You spitting indoors? I will repeat as many times as need be. We need a strong vertical of authority. Zemeckis over there holds the entire phalanx in his fist, and us libertines need just that kind of fist. Whether you agree with me or not, that guy is one heck of a guy. You'll see. Snap your fingers. He disapproves. Is this some kind of joke to you? You Democrats and your dumb sense of humor. He is the best available option, period. Always check the flower pots. You never know when you're going to find a relic in there. How about you, Balthazar Ackerman? The white who looks like a wizard with a pipe is gazing at something far away, as if he can't see you. According to his badge, his name is Balthazar Ackerman. Hello, Balthazar. You barter? Not for anything decent. We're on the verge of some big changes around here, he says as resuming a previous conversation, releases a cloud of smoke and finally looks in your direction. What is he talking about? He takes a cigarette out of his mouth and studies the ember. I trade science points for medicine, but why stop there? Let's say you go to a cafe and order lunch. Instead of money, you give the waiter knowledge points. This would encourage people to gather information and exchange it. Returning the cigarette to his mouth, Balthazar continues, staring into space. The more knowledge you have, the richer you are. Knowledge isn't something you can buy, you can't fake it. It's the ideal universal currency, until someone invents the internet. And then there's the problem of verifying that the knowledge that you get is accurate, but it's a fun thought, buddy. You have to explore, read books, watch movies. You're forced to do cognitive work. Personal enlightenment and the free exchange of knowledge is the best medicine for ignorance, dogmatism, and dictatorship. Yeah, unfortunately, the free exchange of knowledge doesn't work if you're using it as currency. Zemeckis? He shakes his head reprovingly, and crumples a cigarette butt. Who knows how to fool people better than a charismatic dictator? We should appreciate John and Olivia more. As for him, he's too difficult for our settlement here. And we don't have any
Later.
science points. Hi. A funny-looking bald man stands awkwardly by a pot of green slop. His badge reads, Einstein? Nyberg Cook.
What do you need?
Gives you a sidelong look of disapproval. Hey, you. I heard we got some Muppet prancing around who never even mastered the alphabet. Is that you? Zemeckis? Don't use Zemeckis me. No point showing off your mental impotence. All that scumbag wants is power. Okay, so we are getting answers out of these guys. It's not the method that Zemeckis seemed to have wanted, but, you know, it's working. I don't know about having a sip of slop. We have better food in our pockets. Barter? Sagaciously say, oh, and move away. I'm going to have to look up what sagaciously means. Cash register is locked. Jozo Vicio.
How can I help?
A dark-haired man with a patch reading Jozo Vicio, Energy Services, greets you with a dignified nod. That is a great name to say. I probably said it wrong, mind you. Welcome. We welcome anyone, regardless of their intellectual capacity. Zemeckis? Thrusts out a hand in warning. No slogans, please. I see that you're lacking in mental ability. That's exactly this audience this grimacing villain is playing up to. Blackwinger, Orange is bumps. Okay, you're, well, I mean, that's not technically racism in this weird context, but it's still very discriminatory. You don't want commies in charge, do you? Well, some people do, but no, I don't.
Goodbye.
Okay. Oh, well, that's not a very friendly goodbye.
Oh, hello there.
Wow, a yellow patch. I'm guessing you don't even understand the kind of world you live in. There must be a kind of happiness in ignorance. He continues to squeeze your hand and stare into your eyes. I am Henry Badir. Just Henry in case you have trouble with names. Zemeckis? He raised his eyebrows. So you're interested in politics? I'll keep it simple. Zemeckis is definitely a bad guy, and I don't doubt he's a wonderful man. Yes, 2 in 1, just like that. I believe in his better side. Oh. Really? So he's a bad guy, but he's a wonderful man. I mean, I know how you can be both, but as far as a politician goes, it's usually the first of those that worries me more. Philosophically scratch your backside and leave.
Bye-bye.
You, get back here. This dark-skinned woman covered in blue tattoos chuckles to herself as she studies your silly face.
Hiya.
Look at this. Flourishing the thumb of her left hand, she grabs it in her right fist and pulls. The thumb comes completely off. What happened? After giving her clenched fist a vigorous shape, the woman returns the severed digit. It still works and everything. Magic! Cry out in terror at the unknown. Satisfied with the effect she's had on you, the woman bows. Dead on. So did you need something? Zemeckis? Dillard cracks her knuckles. Well, he's definitely an asshole. I'd lower the boom on him for a couple things. Look, if Rose Dillard wanted to go to Zemeckis, she'd join the Phalanx, right? Right. Fair enough. Okay, well, you have at least one thing I want. You just happen to be walking around with electrical components, so I will have them. Okay, so mental note, this place has lots of things for me to rob. There's a locked tool cabinet, a locked container, a locked weapon display case. Yes, we will come back and rob this place before we leave. ISO suit prototype, eh? That looks like someone put together something they thought was important in their garage. Robin Hellworth.
How can I help?
A plump girl smoking a cigarette extends her hand. Robin Hellworth. And this moment's boy is Todor Gergiev. She gives the skinny guy next to her a wedge. Obviously, you're going to ask, what's up with this pair of boneheads and what are they doing in here? Well, your words. So I'll tell you, we're building an ISO suit. The suit will allow people to leave the dome and live to tell the tale. Here it is. I'm not convinced. With a broad sweep of her arm, Robin gestures the device, not unlike a servo shell, except it's about as covering as like an umpire uniform. Well, it's patronizer at least, admiringly exclaim, "Wowee," and commence drooling. The girl smirks meaningfully. Oh, a yellow badge. Great, you're exactly what we've been missing around this lab. What do you want? Zemeckis? Can go fuck himself. Girl engineer retorts, snapping her fingers back at you. I love her answer. Uh, well, first off, barter? Nope. A scientist would have something. Well, I don't know why I would think that a scientist would have something. Although these guys aren't necessarily scientists. They mechanics? Hopefully they're kind of both. Point at the isosuit and make a delighted rumbling sound. She looks at you with disbelief. You want to help? Do you think you can help? Okay then, listen. There's an item in the relics registry that generates a very dense field under current. It's called an icebreaker, third class of rarity. The Phalanx traders were asking an ungodly price for it. It's probably still at their warehouse. Really? If it was in their warehouse, it's probably in my pocket right now. Hellworth mimes a ball with her hands. Here's my idea. Install it in an isosuit and set it up to generate directional radiation in a cone. Whether my plan works or not, I can't say, but I'm gonna need this icebreaker. She waits for you to speak. I'm telling you again, it won't work. You can't make the icebreaker stable nor controllable. We have to use proven materials and magnetic fields. My money's on the shieldite fiber used to shield the cargo pods. He wedges in. How about both? The brunette slaps him on the shoulder with feigned outrage. Proven magnetic field, blah blah blah. I'm not planning on taking it apart, wise guy. I intend to use only known properties, but if you insist, go fetch this damn fiber along with the icebreaker, which is in my pocket. Elra's eyes go wide. Seriously, how are you not choking? You should consider a career in porn. Declare Shiite and wave your hand at the exit. He looks up from the icebreaker. Huh? I completely forgot about that stupid fucking fiber. Okay, we'll wait on the experiments. But you got a skitty. Cross your arms tightly. You're tired, you're not going anywhere else, you're not searching for anything. He flings up his arms in frustration. Why did you promise to help if you don't want to do anything? We need to test both hypotheses, okay? Do the little teapot dance as you move away.
So where were we?
Zemeckis? He responds very seriously. I've been thinking about that, okay? I've thought about it a lot. Zemeckis is not like the Reisners. Choosing him would be to sacrifice one thing to acquire another. Well, yeah. He'll provide us with protection, cheap goods, and funding for scientific programs in exchange for political freedom. Oh, sorry. Had that backwards there. Yes. Yes, I am for Zemeckis, if that's what you're asking. Slap him on the butt and move away. Slap yourself on the butt and move away. Out of curiosity, I went and checked to make sure that that relic that I gave him wasn't something I was using. It actually was, but it was mechanical resilience and one other. It wasn't nothing. I'll have to find another relic to replace it, but it wasn't spectacular. It's nothing I'm going to miss.
I don't like you.
The short, stooped guard's face is hidden in the shadow of his cap's broad visor. Keep your hands in sight. Ask him what he thinks about Zemeckis' candidacy for the Carmine Heights election. I don't like him. From afar, this woman's uniform could be mistaken for that of an engineer. Only when we get closer can you see that she's not an engineer but a pilot. Perhaps the only pilot under the dome guarding a pharmacy. There's a fabric chevron on her chest instead of a badge. It reads, Daria Troyer, PIC.
I'm listening.
Troyer raises a hand in the shape of a pistol, puts it to your temple, and says, bang. She pats you on the shoulder and adds, don't stare at people in the desert. Nobody likes that. If you want to trade, talk to Rosalie. Does she need any help? She bites her lip. Help with what exactly? Although, yes, there is something. Can I ask you to go someplace and scout out a situation? Um, sure. You're the one traveling all over the dome, right? Let me play something for you. She clicks some buttons on her Kairos. Hear a subtle analog noise coming from your PDA. A high-frequency hum. Sounds like the background of a recording. Altimeter. Red, value, MTT Eldorado, angle negative. The intonation sounds utterly lifeless. What did we hear? She grins. Yeah, I made the exact same face when I heard it. It's a rather strange recording. A white winger brought it to me. Just a bunch of words with no apparent meaning, but MTT Eldorado. That was the call sign of my plane, get it? And these signals... No, it can't be. You just figuring this out? I mean, you're the one that played it for me. She starts counting with her fingers. The plane crashed. The crash site was classified. Radio equipment was removed. Only a few people knew this call sign. There are even fewer today. And I assure you, none of them was the type to play stupid pranks. If this isn't some kind of idiot prank, then I want to know what it is. Can you go check it out for me? I'll give you the coordinates. Okay, another spot on our map, why not? Daria is fiddling with something in her jacket pocket, but hesitates to produce it. She's waiting for your answer. What happened? Oh, I mean, you probably guess. She looks up at the ceiling. Before the spire was built, cargo was dropped by parachute. Is there a hole in the top of the dome? Never really thought about that. Some of it, especially valuable or fragile items, was delivered by air. Since it was a one-way trip, they used old, decommissioned planes and hired pilots and crews who wanted to live under the dome. Oh, is it the case that you can go into the dome, but not get out of it? Well, we know that, but, like, can you enter just by walking through the wall? Could they, like, fly into the dome? Back in '74, Holden and I got the CR-20. A real crock of shit that one was. Some kind of prototype bomber from the '40s. They only built 7 of them, and it was an unsuccessful model. That flight, nothing went according to plan right from the start. Flying into the dome is one hell of an undertaking. When you cross the border, the devices all go haywire for a couple minutes, even the mechanical ones. So you have to use visual reference points. Then there was the sandstorm. We flew right in as it came in. Okay, so they can't... You can't fly... Well, I mean, you could in theory fly out of the dome, but you would die as you left the barrier. But the barrier lets things in, but it isn't like a physical barrier. I never really thought about that, but it makes sense that if you were trying to get things into the dome, the easiest way to do that would be just drop it in via parachute because it would reach the top of the dome, go through the roof, and you'd never get it back out, but that's not the point anyway. We went into free fall. The airfield was close, but there was no time for that. Technicians panicked. We were only 100 meters above the ground when those idiots grabbed their parachutes and jumped. As for me and Holden, we somehow landed the plane on a mountain plateau. Her expression is neutral, her mind very far from here. Can you base jump or jump out of a plane from 100 meters with a parachute? I wouldn't. I imagine if you held it out the back to get it to catch the wind before you jumped. I don't know. That strikes me way in the iffy territory. They put up a cordon around the Eldorado because of the cargo. They couldn't take it out, but they couldn't just leave it either. We were dismissed and forbidden to approach the plane. I don't care about that, until recently. She nervously wipes the sweat from her forehead. She nods at her handheld. A friend of mine brought me this tape. He said soon after landing, the plane began broadcasting this signal. Apparently, a group of scientists was sent to investigate, and that's it. No more data. Understand? I really want to know what happened out there. That signal is still broadcasting, and who's sending it. Let's ask what cargo they were carrying? Now that is definitely classified, but honestly, I don't know myself. I think it was something radioactive for the whites. What happened to the techs? Okay, so we'll get our answer. Do you really need to ask? They died on impact. I saw their bodies. They said they'd leave them there until the investigation was finished. Pigs. What happened to Holden? He's fine. He's a good man. He'd be even better if he didn't snore all night long. Oh, okay. Sure. We'll do it. The guard opens her hand. She's holding a large key with a black plastic head. You won't be able to access the plane without this key. Why does she have it? I'm sending the coordinates of the crash site to your Kairos now. Find out what's going on over there. Report back to me. One more thing. If you can get on the plane and have your chance, can you check in the cockpit for a pilot's wristwatch? Okay.
Later.
Heirloom.
Hmm?
Do you
Yes?
have anything to say about Zemeckis? Doesn't matter what I think. What's important is what the people of Carmine Heights think. Well, you're one of them. It seems to me that people are tired of the snotty Reisners. Fair enough. Maybe Zemeckis is a bad candidate. Only those two are even worse. Okay, so she prefers him to the Reisners.
Have a
Alright.
good one.
I mean, we could ask her why a pilot's guarding a pharmacy, but it's because there's no work. This thin, fair-skinned woman seems even paler in the white of the lamps. She smokes non-stop. It smells not of tobacco, but soap, perfume, and that morbid scent that saturates hospital wards.
Well?
She runs a hand through her cropped hair. The badge on her chest says, Rosalie Mills, pharmacist. This glass is bulletproof, and I have a gun which can turn a person into a heap of ash. Also guards. And a bomb that will level the building if I press the panic button. And I have cancer, so I really don't have anything to lose. Well, I doubt the last one, but... She puts a portable cash drawer on the counter. Now that you know the risks, let's trade. Zemeckis? I don't really give a shit. Okay, let's trade. Get more reagent kits from her. I'm actually gonna wind up at a point where I don't really need any more of those. I know in my first playthrough I burned through those like nobody's business.
Shit! Mike! Mike! What the hell? Why aren't you responding? Hey! Mike!
A tan, skinny fellow in a white coat exhaustedly hauls open the hatch.
I'm all ears.
Oh, you, please help. He looks at you, desperate. He presses his hand to his chest. Rajesh Patel. And in there, in the cellar, is Mike, my colleague, and my friend. Is there something we should know about him? He seemed off lately. I asked him, but he just keeps joking. He behaved odd. We'll try to do something. Thank you. I worry about Mike. Why didn't you just go down there? Oh, probably because he couldn't pick the lock. Hope he doesn't mind that I'm picking the lock. I mean, that is what he was asking me to do, right? Oh, plus reputation. Well, that's a good sign.
Goddamn door! Why do they make them so strong?
Sorry to tell you, but
Don't
you're,
you dare touch the dead.
So, Zemeckis? Horror is written all over Rajesh's dark face. He wraps his arms around himself and looks down at the corpse. Mike, buddy. Oh God. Oh my God. Let's let him grieve after we ask him to barter. 'Cause, yeah, I don't really care. You know? If this was real life, I'd probably put a little bit more effort into that, but no,
What the devil? Mike! Buddy! Why? Oh God, why?
Oh, here's a suicide note. Oh, we just take it? Let's give it a read. Okay, so apparently he went and touched some anomaly at some point, and now he thinks that he's seen everything that's beautiful in the world, and here you go. Suddenly you recognize the Russian engineer. He was with you in the cargo capsule in September of '76, when we first showed up. Igor Potanin answers your stare with a smile. Seems he doesn't recognize you. Zemeckis? He straightens his mustache and smiles. He is Fidel. He even looks like Comrade Castro. Very similar. But he is capitalist. Sly, smart, very smart man. Good candidate. We'll depict a Nushenka on her head and expressively say, a hat with ears. He smiles so widely his eyes turn into small slits. Yes, no such hat. Russian hat. Stroke his mustache and waddle away. A short old man is energetically tinkering with his plants and muttering to himself. He doesn't notice you. Zemeckis! The old man jumps. Oh, what are you doing? Why are you bellowing like that, Zemeckis? Well, if he wants order, he's the right man. I'd maybe vote for him, you know. You can see what's going on here. Smile, giggle, and walk away.
I'm all ears.
A tall, beautiful woman with golden hair scrutinizes you. Are you here for the food being distributed to the victims of Maelstrom? Go to the canteen. We're cultivating here, not distributing. I'm Alessia Shipman, agriculture. Zemeckis? She produces an awkward, meaningless smile in reply. Zemeckis what? I don't know anything about politics. They say he's a bandit. I wouldn't want him to win the election. Let's make a point of touching the lettuce and move away. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but we're going to talk to her.
What do you need?
A white-haired, square-shouldered woman stares hostilely down at you. Don't even think about trying any mischief. I can read in your face that you're an enemy of order. What's written there? The black levels a heavy, judgmental stare at you. Is this some kind of joke? Just tell me what you know. You're pointing at her name tag. Zemeckis? She energetically primps her white hair. I don't care who's in charge. As long as he or she provides order, they got my vote. Mysteriously declare, brrr,
Goodbye.
and leave. That was my best. Mysteriously. How would you actually mysteriously say brr? Brr. A tall, unshapely guy with a cigarette in his teeth reluctantly looks up from his kairos. He looks as if he's having a hard time understanding where he is and what's going on.
I'm all ears.
Gordon Newman, Red Spaceship Software. Not red as in Soviet, just red like Carmine. Carmine Heights, get it? Nah, you don't. His face falls and he distractedly puts his kairos away in his pocket. Sliding his glasses up to his nose, he gently shakes your hand. Can I help you? Battle chess. Okay, yeah, we'll buy battle chess. He is surprised. Are you serious? You traveled all this way for battle chest? No. I'll tell the guys. They'll be glad to hear it. He takes a floppy disk out of the box on the table. Here you go. Hope you have a lot of fun. And write a review if you don't mind. Where would I post it? The address is here. Oh, write a review and mail it in. Thank him and move away.
It was nice chatting.
But we're not
Oh,
done.
You again.
Zemeckis? Gordon adjusts his spectacles, confused. Don't know. I don't understand much in politics. What does he think of video games? I mean, maybe he's alright. Man, these guys just leave money lying around everywhere. I mean, in their wallets, in their cabinets. Oh, that's showing as a not allowed to steal from. You know what? I will steal when I leave. Mental note. So now we have a couple places to steal from before we go. So after long last, we had the opportunity to meet the people of Carmine Heights. In the next episode, we will meet the two mayors of Carmine Heights before robbing everyone. After that, we'll head to the Phalanx to meet Zemeckis and presumably rob them again. And hopefully we'll have time to go check out that crashed plane. But that will be in the next episode, and I will see you then.